Everybody has actually asked for it. All in my private messages on YouTube. And even some people on Facebook. You've been asking for it. You've been asking to see what started it all in terms of me. So, let's get right down to business. Batman. Very interesting subject that we can talk about today. Because of the simple fact that, we could talk about comic books, we could talk about movies, but we could also talk about games. Now, when it comes to the comic books, everybody knows that there's been so many renditions of Batman. But everybody knows that, Batman's originally Bruce Wayne, a rich boy that ended up having his parents killed in an alley that's also called Crime Alley. Isn't that an interesting one, a little pun? But, alongside of this whole legacy of Batman, there's been a lot of villains too, like the Joker, the Riddler, the Penguin. So many people. It's hard to really just talk about it all because that will just take too long and too much of your own time. Then there was games, those games. Like, for example, Batman Arkham Asylum, Batman Arkham City, Batman Arkham Origins, and the really bad, to me, Arkham Knight. But I'm Onyx The Gaming Machine. I'm here to talk about Batman for the NES. Batman for the NES, which was based around the movie of Batman that, was created by Tim Burton. And the star of the show was Michael Keaton. Michael Keaton, which was given a lot of criticism even before Batman was to be released. All because of the simple fact of the whole acting career that was of Michael Keaton before Batman was to become part of his actual career. Basically, the criticism in a nutshell was Michael Keaton was too short. Are you serious? This same type of criticism happened around the time of, what's that name of that movie? Oh yeah, The Dark Knight. Batman, The Dark Knight. But we're not talking about Batman in that movie. We're talking about Heath Ledger. Because of the acting career with Heath Ledger, people thought Heath Ledger was gonna be bad. But, was he? No. He became one of the most iconic Jokers that people always these days talk about, aside from Jack Nicholson, which he's actually my favorite Joker, aside from, Cesar Romero from Batman 1966. But we're here to talk about games. So, Batman for the NES. It was based around the movie with Michael Keaton and was a movie that was created by Tim Burton. Now, there was two different releases of this game. There was a beta, which had cutscenes in it that didn't make any sense. But then there was a version that was made after that as a more polished version, which most people know of to this day. But me being Onyx The Gaming Machine, I'm going to give you that content that you might not see anywhere else. So today on Onyx The Gaming Machine, not only am I going to review Batman for the NES, I'm going to play the whole thing. I'm going to play the whole thing on my NES as well. So if the quality's kind of weird, just think of it as a nostalgic feel back into the past. But sit back, get your favorite drinking beverage, get your favorite snacking item, and let's dive right on into the legacy and great game that was Batman for the NES. So let's get right on into this. Now, for recording reasons, I'm actually going to be skipping the cutscenes because sometimes they like to glitch up when you try to record it on different types of recording software. So, Batman for the NES. It was created by Sunsoft, and as I've said in some previous installments of Onyx The Gaming Machine, there was three companies that was known mostly for doing games based around movies. There was the dreaded LJN, but then there was
two other companies that people tend to know about these days, which was, you know, Data East and Sunsoft. And this just so happened to have been created by Sunsoft. Now, this also had, and aside from its NES debut, which was around 1989 to 1990, this also was ported to the Game Boy and was also a Genesis version that came out as well. But the other two, as in the Game Boy and Genesis versions, they were a little bit different than this one. This one in particular, I really like it because it reminds me of Ninja Gaiden. So, when it comes to this game has a feature that's unusual to side-scrolling platform games around, you know, back in the past. Largely to the NES itself, actually. So, unlike Sunsoft's Batman for the Genesis, Batman has the ability to jump on wall to wall, which is very similar to Rei Hayabusa's, you know, wall scaling in Ninja Gaiden. He's also able to use 3 different types of projectile weapons. Batman uses the Batarang, the Dirk, and the Bat Spear, which is powered by pellet cartridges. Yeah, there's different types of cartridges that you, anyways, yeah, there are a number of DC villains that appear as enemies in this game, including Deadshot, KG Beast, Maxi Zeus, Heatwave, Night Slayer, and what's his name? Shakedown. Also, the main bosses in the game are Killer Moth. This device that's called in the manual of Batman for the NES. There's a manual. It was called the Machine Intelligence System. Then there's the Electrocutioner. Some machine that was called the Dual Container Alarm, as stated in the manual. Firebug, and then ends in the Joker. Now, okay, when it came to development for this game, Batman and Batman the Caped Crusader were not based on the movie. This game was, actually. The prototype version of, you know, Batman for the NES, also known as the beta that I talked about before, had some differences in it, such as a one-up icon and literally just entirely different types of cutscenes. The game's last boss was Firebug, and there was no Joker boss, though. But instead of fighting the Joker at the end of the beta version, you basically defeat the Joker in an ending cutscene. The art and dialogue were basically changed from the prototype to the final version to, I guess you could say, better reflect the events from the movie. But, yeah. Aside from that, what else really is there to say about this game that people on other YouTube channels haven't really talked about? Well, aside from the fact that, just the graphics in particular when it comes to Batman for the NES, I really like them. I think that they're very nice, and plus the simple fact that I really like Ninja Gaiden, you know, how could I not like this game? I was introduced to this game by one of my next door neighbors when I was a kid, and he told, his name was Max, and he told me, you know, hey, I know how you like, you know, Ninja Gaiden. I got a game in my possession that's very similar to it. Alright, 2, 3. So he introduced me to Batman for the NES. Now, this was also around that era where I was still getting into gaming, but I was just mostly a movie nerd. And when I heard that there was a game based around the Batman movie with, you know, made by Tim Burton and starring Michael Keaton, I was like, wow, this is very interesting because, well, the reason why I wasn't fully in gaming as a kid, you know, I was, you know, taking it slow in gaming, was I literally thought that every single video game was created by LJN, and I thought LJN absolutely sucked ass. And I'm not the only one that thinks so. But as I learned over time and as I got older, you know, not every game was bad and not every game was created by LJN. So I think this is, yeah, here's the boss battle. But, alright. First things first, you gotta take out these things at the bottom here. and they can be a pain in the ass. Just take your time, because you don't have a time limit in this, so just take your time, take out those at the bottom like I did there. Now you just got to be very careful about these little lasers that try to fall on you right here. Then you just take care of that. Now we just got to try and take care of this little scatter shot thing that's right here, and then we got the boss. There we go. Alright. You ever dance with the devil in the pale moonlight? Now we're in the sewer. Okay, now the sewer has these little creatures right here, and being a regular player, I do not recommend dodging these guys. I don't, because it's nearly impossible. Because they will chase you down until the end of the level, which is absolutely terrible, man. Now there are some little enemies in this that you kind of wonder why they even exist, like the little things that are on the ground. Okay, hold on. Okay, he's stuck. Alright, there we go. The little thing that I had destroyed before this guy, the little things that have the spikes that are on the top of them that, you know, yeah, that thing right there. I don't know why those are in the game. I don't know. Hold on. I gotta concentrate here. Okay. Alright. So, Batman for the NES. I guess you could say if it wasn't for Ninja Gaiden, I wouldn't have got into Batman for the NES. But then again, you know, I was a movie nerd before I was a gaming nerd, so I was automatically a fan of Batman. There's just something about Batman that's just amazing, dude. Can we get up here? Alright. Almost there. Get up there. There we go. Alright. But yeah, the little spike things, the little mines right there that, you know, have the little, you know, teeth on them. That thing right there. I don't know why some of these are in the game. I don't know. I guess they just ran out of ideas for like just regular enemies, who knows. But I always wondered if there was ever gonna be like a little competition over Batman for the NES versus Ninja Gaiden for the NES, because like I said, they're just completely similar in a lot of ways, but they're not the same game. You can have games of similar quality, but they're not the same game. I think a lot of people can agree with that. But after this boss fight, when I get to it, I'm going to cut back to my cam, and I'm going to give everybody a random fact about this game that I think people should know about. I talk about it now, but I'm focused on getting to the boss here. So, almost there. We're almost there. Okay. Let's get rid of this guy. Alright, let's go ahead and take care of this fool. So, yeah, this guy, it's hard for me to explain his pattern, but if you literally do what I'm doing right here, you should be able to get rid of this guy with no problem. You may take damage, of course, but, you know, if you do as I do, even if you make maybe like 1 or 2 mistakes that will probably give you damage, you shouldn't die from this guy. Come on, boy. Come on, boy. Okay. Just take your time. That's all I ask, just to take your time when you play games. Now I understand some games have time limits, but in this particular case, just take your time. Should be gone soon. Down. Okay. Come on. Because after I defeat this guy, I'm going to cut to my cam and tell everybody this fact that I have for you. Come on. Come on, big boy. It's okay. We got this. We got this. Alright, there we go. Alright, be back in a bit.
The NES, when it comes to the whole licensing of the game, I'm so glad that Sunsoft actually was able to get their hands on it and not LJN. Because if it was to be an LJN game, it probably would have been extremely bad. That's why, you know, I was glad that it went to Sunsoft. And if I was to pick a second company that would have taken the rights to Batman to turn into an NES game, it would have been Data East. But, you know, I just thought I would bring out that little comment there because of how much I really don't like LJN. But they took about between 80 to 90% of the original movie titles that we got back in the day and made really shitty games out of them. But when it comes to games that they created on their own, LJN games weren't that bad. They were still bad, but they weren't that bad. But let's get right back into the gameplay.
Alright, well everyone, we're back. Welcome Batman. Yeah. Okay. And as you can tell, we're in like a type of factory type setting. And I love this music. This is actually my favorite music in the whole game. Oh man. God, I love this music, man. But yeah, as you've noticed, there's a lot of different, you know, types of enemies in the game. Oh, I like that. The TVs that have the Joker's face on it, that's so nice. But yeah, there's a lot of enemies in this game. From flamethrower dudes to these claw guys right here. Sometimes there's a random ninja that'll pop up. Sometimes patrol guys, you name it. Okay. Alright, there's a red flame guy right there. Alright. Now you don't want to fall on the ground below because that will take a lot of massive damage off you. Ooh. Oh, come on. Oh, okay, there we go. There we go. Alright. Now let's go back right here. Okay, get rid of this flame guy. This is gonna be a little bit of. Okay, there we go. Let's go down here. Be careful of the little grinding gears. Take care of that. Alright. Yeah, I also like the level design in this level too. It's really nice and colorful. Even though I'm actually kind of a fan of the desolate streets, which is not only in the first level but appears in other levels too. Hold on. There we go. Take my time. Alright, let's go. Alright. Gotta be careful here. Oh yeah. Alright. Up. Alright, up here. We're gonna go left. Okay. This is gonna be a pain. There we go. Alright. Alright. See. Gotcha. Alright. Now you've also noticed I have not used any weapons in this game. Haven't used any batarangs or anything like that. Yeah, this is actually how I've always played Batman as I grew up. Now, I didn't, of course, when I started playing Batman for the NES as a kid, I didn't, start off just doing, no weapons and stuff. No. I'm just saying, as I grew up, though, I learned using the weapons. Really just felt like a cheat to me. I like using Batman's fists. Alright, now we gotta aim this right. Alright, and go! Hurry. Okay. Alright. Go. Alright. Let's go this way. Alright, the robot guy's here. Alright. Let's go. Let's go. Alright. Boss level time. Alright. Now this right here has got to be one of the easiest bosses I've ever dealt with in a Batman game. Because all that these things do is they just like, well, they do other things too, but I'm not going to spoil it just yet. Yeah, see, when one is gone, the other one like completely speeds up and, tries to get rid of you. But there we go. Alright, now the real fun begins. This is the other Desolate Streets thing I was telling you guys about. This is just gonna be just plain interesting right here, man. Alright, I gotta aim this right. Alright. And duck. Go. Alright. Yes! Alright. Plus, when I was a kid, also, I always thought it was weird that Batman was purple in this game. But then again, in Ninja Gaiden, Ryu was blue. So, put that in your pipe and smoke it. Because I've always thought that the generic ninja always wore nothing but black. But, apparently not. That's okay. I got no problems with the colors or anything. Okay. Now this particularly I have to be very careful of, so give me a little bit so I can concentrate here. I gotta be quiet. Hold on. Got it. Okay. Jump. There we go. Let me get this guy here. Alright. Now that part that I just did is literally one of the hardest parts in the game, man. I'm telling you. Okay. But yeah, trying to get up the clock tower part, without hitting any of the really big gears is just a complete bitch. I'm telling you. That took a lot of trial and error on my part. Okay. This guy's hard as fuck too. Okay. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Alright. It's all about that reflex punch when he jumps at you. Yeah. Gotta aim it right though. Because this guy can literally kill you faster than you can say kill. Not just from those energy blows. If you get stuck in the rapid punching cycle, you may as well say you're screwed. Kind of reminds me of Kenshiro when he does it. Yeah. Hold on. Doing good though. We're doing good. Haven't gotten hit yet. Come on. Come on. He should be gone real soon. There we go. Alright, alright. Now, we gotta take care of the Joker. And then when we take care of the Joker, the game will be over. Okay, the Joker's known for that giant gun, okay? Basically, you know, aside from trying to dodge the lightning that tries to hit you, you gotta watch for that gun. Because that gun can take you out in 2 shots. Okay, hold on. Almost got him. There we go. Alright guys, that's literally the whole game of Batman for the NES. Now we're gonna watch this final cutscene here, and then we're gonna cut to ending this review.
Alright everyone, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed what you saw today, click that like button, leave a comment down below. Let me know if you're a Batman fan. Let me know if you've played any Batman games of your life. But, thank you so much for watching. And as always, this is your fellow gaming machine. And I will see you in the next video.